Yeah, it's interesting until you, and that's why I wanted to highlight those pieces yesterday, right? The top 5 things that everybody needs to do, practically from budgeting to decreasing expenses to avoiding lifestyle creep, to investing in themselves and assets, and then to become a giver, those top 5 things. Because until you get order, right, God blesses order. So the reason why it's hard to take practical steps forward when things are in disarray is because it's not intended to work out of order. You know what I mean? That's which is why he blesses order. And so that's why I wanted to highlight those pieces, because if you could get your financial house in order with respects to that, it gives you clarity in terms of a way forward. So until then, a lot of time we're really in better position than what we know we're in. It's just that things seemingly are all over the place because we fall into this system of, bills pop up, we pay them, we got a couple extra dollars, we about to go do this. But holistically, you may be in better shape than what you really are if you can actually get it all in front of you in more of a codified way, to where you can say, oh, we actually got an extra $2,500 a month to play with. Like, I didn't even realize that. Or, you know, if we pay down this credit card, that actually frees up this. It's so many different things that, again, we just get into these routines of being reactionary instead of proactive. And once we can get to a place of being proactive, you can start to really game plan around what's your current situation and figuring out, like, should I even pay, right? Then you can start making decisions of, I got this credit card debt, should I pay this off? Or should I use this additional capital to leverage to try to expand? When I expand, then come back and pay off the debt, right? Because if you pay off the debt and then now you don't have any more capital, like, did you really put yourself in a better situation? Most people run out, they pay off the credit card debt, and then they don't have any more money to make any kind of move. And so I'm not saying it's a right or wrong. I think for those that aren't in pursuit of financial gain, yeah, just pay all the debt off. But if part of your purpose is to pursue financial gain, then you have to be as agile as possible in those situations to get your footing, get your momentum, get your business rolling, and then be a good steward as you start to generate new income to start paying those things down immediately. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
And we gotta, the other piece is, I think, again, right, it's like the degree, right? I think we treat our credit scores like that nowadays too. We parade those around like, I got a 700 plus, but who cares though? Right? If you're not using it as a tool in order to advance yourself, then that score is just indicative of the fact that you pay your bills on time. And as we learned this week, poor people think the whole purpose of money is to pay bills. So you can be poor with a great credit score. Unless or until you learn how to take that and leverage it for the purpose of gain. I mean, why have a tool if you're not going to use it? Because that's what it should be. Everything that can enhance your life financially has to be looked at as a tool. Right? So, yeah, did that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm already excited to tell this story now. This has just opened up all the conversation that really sets up that story in general, the mission from the Bible about how to have a financial revolution, just utilizing those things that you already have in front of you, that you don't even pay attention to and thinking. Most people that have good credit, like, I don't want to mess it up, so I don't want to use it. It's just counterintuitive. You got good credit because you already showed good stewardship, but then you don't want to use it because you don't want to mess it up.
I can't remember the story though, it was in the Bible, but it was kind of like, oh man, I can't remember where it was two guys, was one went to go use his gift as a blessing, the other went to go hide it.
Oh, the parable of 3 talents.
Yeah.
One of them went out in 10x tears, the other one went out and doubled it, and one of them buried it. And Jesus, the one that buried it, Jesus was, I forget the exact verbiage, but it was one of the few times to where he called him out his name. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you unruly. It was something nasty, you know, biblically speaking. And yeah, because you're not supposed to hide your talent. You're not supposed to just keep it safe. You're supposed to have enough faith to take it out and try to expand. And it's so interesting, right? Like, believers get upset. Somehow they believe that wealth is wicked and poverty is piety. It's nothing religious about being broke and poor. And then we get mad about all the decision makers and how they're not believers. It's because none of us are financially putting ourselves in position to be one of those people. So we letting the world dictate to us how we should live our lives instead of putting more believers in that spot if we were bold enough to go out and advance the kingdom and step into our abundance. Because seed and harvest is principle. It's just that they got enough faith, even though they're not even a believer, they got enough faith in something that they bold enough to go out there and take the action to become wealthy. But we think we sit up and could quote scriptures back and forth that make us better than somebody, but you're not living out any of them because you're still poor.